Feilu Novel Network exclusive contract novel. National Games. Crazy. Do you call this a cartoonist? The restricted area outside the region is about to open, and players will receive national sports blessings. Countries are starting to select one after another. The premise is to crack the ultimate secret of our country's forbidden areas. At this moment, the selection team encountered an unprecedented terrifying creature. The bitten had red hair all over their bodies, and their old age was ominous. It's exactly the same as Xiao's cartoon. Shocked all over the internet, Xiao's airborne hot search ranked first, and netizens were shocked. Absurd. Dare to draw the creatures in the forbidden area without permission, it's too bold. Originally, the real name of Adventure Notes was Adventure Diary, and Xiao painted an autobiography. Arriving at the forbidden area is like going home, where everyone is talented. Xiao participates in the national games competition discovering the secret of longevity. The average life expectancy in Daxia has increased. Crack the ladder of the divine kingdom, revive the spiritual energy of the great Xiao kingdom, and become a per capita superpower. Xiao. You have to believe me, I'm really just a cartoonist countries around the world. I believe in you Ghost, the great Xiao kingdom has become a divine kingdom. You still say you're a cartoonist. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Forbidden Areas Outside the Territory. Global Selection. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dida. Dida. Late at night, the only sound in the room was the constant clicking of the mouse. In front of the computer, Xiao was staring intently at the screen, sometimes frowning and sometimes stretching. Xiao is a cartoonist. I have been traveling to this parallel world for over a year now. He found that this planet called Blue Star was somewhat similar to the world before his travels, but also very different. In addition to more advanced technology, there are also many terrifying and mysterious life-forbidden zones in this world. The reason why it is called the Forbidden Zone of Life, it is because within these areas, there are hidden killing opportunities that humans cannot resist. These undeveloped virgin lands contain rare substances, minerals, and undiscovered rare flora and fauna, as well as the ultimate secret contained within it. No country can do it, guarding this huge treasure trove with indifference. Especially in the current era of increasingly scarce resources and constant friction among countries. However, due to some special reason, it is not possible to send a large force into the area. So, a new career system emerged. Explorer. These explorers are certified by the World Federation and specialize in exploring restricted areas. Of course, only explorers who have been certified and awarded medals are officially recognized as explorers. Besides, there is also a type of private explorer in this world. They sneaked into the restricted area to steal and resell resources for a living. These people, like grave robbers and poachers from previous lives, have committed heinous crimes. But among the people, many of their legends have been passed down. Xiao also discovered this. So, he adapted the survival and adventure programs he had watched in his previous life, combined with the forbidden zone of life in this life, into a manga called Adventure Notes and published it. As expected. Once released, it caused a great sensation online and the effect was extraordinary. And as a result, he gained great fame, and this comic became a bestseller across the internet. Done, sprinkle flowers. Roar. Roar. At the moment of clicking to send, Xiao finally breathed a sigh of relief. This comic ends here, and he plans to take a good rest for a while before preparing for a new one. Ding dong. His phone suddenly rang, and Xiao picked it up and saw that it was a push message. The selection of the restricted area is currently on the air. Late at night, there are dangers everywhere, and the exploration team is camping in the jungle. Can they survive tonight safely? Please click. Xiao glanced and knew about the program. A few days ago, it was already a dull day, and everything was calm and peaceful. Xiao is on his way to stay at the restaurant for dinner. But suddenly, a natural anomaly from above the sky, there came a loud and earth-shattering sound. The whole city seems to be lamenting, the glass of high-rise buildings shatters, countless people fall to the ground in fear, their faces full of confusion. Not just this city. The deafening sound can be heard anywhere on the entire blue star. After a loud bang, a mechanical sound rang out from heaven and earth. Warning! Warning! The forbidden area outside the domain is about to open, detection completed. Planet of life. Blue star. Civilization level. Technological age. Advanced life individual name. Human. Advanced life individual. 8.9 billion. Civilization country name. Country. Civilization country. 197, only the country that unlocks the ultimate secret of its own forbidden zone among 197 countries worldwide is eligible to participate in this extraterritorial forbidden zone competition in 30 days. One lucky person will be selected from all eligible countries to enter the forbidden area outside the domain. Lucky people from each country will be bound to their own national luck. The resources obtained from forbidden areas outside the region will be released into the real world with 100 or 1,000-fold increase. Forbidden area outside the domain will automatically open in 30 days. Please countries obtain qualifications as soon as possible. 720.59.59, 720.59.58, 720.59.57. The huge projection appearing in the sky, a series of subtitles, and a series of countdowns. In an instant, the whole world was plunged into boiling water. The internet is full of ups and downs, discussions about this matter continue to flow endlessly. Grab the grass. What is that? Did aliens invade? Prohibited areas outside the region. National transportation. Increased growth. What are these ghosts? Are there 30 days left until the end of the world? Oh my goodness. Can the resources in the forbidden area be increased and realized in reality? Then our great Xiao country will no longer have to worry about resource depletion. Nowadays, countries are experiencing friction due to resource issues. With resources, we can rise again. Wow, ah. The great Xiao kingdom is about to rise. Wait for the official announcement from Daxia kingdom, this matter concerns the life and death of the country. After everyone understood the meaning of that huge subtitle, the whole summer. No, the whole world was boiling because of it. Everyone is cheering and jumping for this matter. Even some radical factions have jointly written letters to the highest levels of their country, striving to participate in this expedition. You know, in this era of population explosion, all countries on the blue star, whether large or small, are facing a crisis of resource scarcity. Many non-renewable resources on the blue star have basically been depleted. In order to maintain the order of the country, many countries have been competing for resources, causing friction of all sizes. Some small countries are even more willing to launch wars due to resource conflicts, causing thousands of people to be displaced. A big country like Xiao also knows that once war is inevitable, the entire blue star will be devastated. Despite the efforts of the World Federation to maintain relations between countries, but everyone knows that this day will come sooner or later. However, if it is really possible to bring the gains from the forbidden area into reality thousands of times, so the resources of Blue Star will be replenished and will no longer be scarce, there is no need for wars to arise between countries. So, no matter how much it costs, all countries must enter this extraterritorial forbidden zone. Chapter 2. Mobilize the world and declare war on the forbidden area of life. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mutation occurs. Various countries have responded quickly. The World Federation also held an emergency meeting. The highest leaders of various countries also quickly convened a meeting to discuss countermeasures. After all, today, as the resources of Blue Star are about to run out, this incident is very likely to save Blue Star once again. However, the prerequisite for entering the restricted area outside the domain is to first crack the secret of the life-restricted area. This is a bit of a source of happiness and annoyance for the high-ranking officials of Daxia Kingdom. You know, Daxia Kingdom has a vast territory with more than one restricted area within its borders. Similar to Shenangjia, Solongjing, Lulan Ancient City, Changbai Mountain Tianqi, and so on, these eerie and mysterious forbidden areas are everywhere. Is it necessary to crack all the forbidden zones, or is it only necessary to crack the ultimate secret of one forbidden zone? No way to guess. But this matter is related to national luck, and the great Xia Kingdom cannot gamble. So, the Xiagua has only one choice: to explore all the penalty areas at the same time. Within 30 days, Daxia Kingdom will exert all its strength to unveil the mysterious veil of all restricted areas within its borders. So, the Great Xia Kingdom issued an emergency call, recalling all explorers who were outside. Form exploration teams one by one and march towards the restricted area. Top explorers with strong abilities such as Zhang Xiaoga, Bai Yuekue, and Lazy Taoist have all been dispatched. Go to the forbidden area to explore the ultimate. Just don't know, is the lucky one who ultimately enters the forbidden area outside the domain selected among the explorers who have successfully cracked it. After a series of precise calculations by special departments, ultimately, it is believed that this possibility is quite high. So, this is also a major advantage of the Great Xia Kingdom. After confirming this matter, the Great Xia Kingdom immediately released the news. The whole country was deeply shocked. This is the first time that the Great Xia Kingdom has publicly declared war on the restricted zone of life. For a while, the overwhelming reports and the internet have exploded the entire internet. It's so passionate. Our country is simply too strong. Woo-woo. What's going on with this sudden surge of patriotism? Great Xia country is amazing. It's so crazy. Have you finally challenged the life penalty zone? Too handsome, Brother Zhang is the most handsome. Brother Zhang is the best. We must step on Changbai Mountain. Brother Zhang YYDS. Support my families by Yuekue. Support my wife. My wife cuts through the ancient city of Lulan. Come on. The first one to succeed must be a lazy Taoist. What's the point? I would like to call him the strongest, right? As expected, this matter has caused a great response online. The heat is soaring like a rocket, and related Weibo and reports are flooding the entire network. Almost every citizen of Daxia is paying attention to this matter. The senior management of Daxia Kingdom knows that this action is unprecedented and will also be recorded in history. So, at this moment, the people of the whole country will witness at the same time. So, the program, Forbidden Area Selection, has emerged. This program is not only live streaming on all online platforms, but also, it was also broadcasted on the official TV channel. The Xia One, which broadcasts all day. Furthermore, a well-known domestic supporter, Bing Bing, was invited to participate in hosting the event, and digital figures that can be considered as ashes. They are top experts in the scientific community. He is a veteran professor in the Pangu Science and Technology Park, representing the top scientific research level of the Great Xia country. These people, although they are in their twilight years, are drooping old. But they are all stomping 3 feet, and the entire scientific community is shaking 3 figures. They, who were supposed to rest at home and enjoy the peace of their family, but as a result, they gathered together. Xiao looked at the pushed message and fell silent. To be honest, he is now living a good life by drawing comics, and his life is very comfortable. He doesn't care too much about this kind of thing. When the sky falls, there are also tall ones standing against it. Let's take a look, let's just look for some inspiration. Xiao opened the live broadcast. At first glance, it was a vast expanse of white. Thick and eerie white mist permeated everywhere. Except for a few pointed tents faintly illuminated by the campfire, everything else was hidden in the mist. It's like coming into a dream. Now. It's 11:57 in the evening. I have to say, the nights here are simply too eerie. Everywhere was filled with white mist, with visibility of less than 1 meter. But an hour ago, the situation here is still normal. A strange thing often brings a series of mysteries. I hope this is just a natural phenomenon. A man wearing glasses, holding a camera, sat by the campfire, interacting with the audience in the live broadcast room. Everyone else is asleep in the tent. The man with glasses was speaking when he suddenly paused and his face suddenly changed. He seemed to hear a rustling sound behind him just now. Who's there? What seems to be behind it? Is it a stray little animal? As he spoke, the man with glasses took out his flashlight and shone it towards his back. But the light from the flashlight was blocked by thick fog. He stood up and said, "We sprinkled realgar powder and mugwort leaves around the campsite. Snakes, insects, and wild animals will definitely not approach. There are still people on guard in the outer circle, so let me see, what kind of ghosts and snakes are these?" The man with glasses smiled nonchalantly. Carrying a flashlight, he walked towards the direction where the sound came from. 1 step, 2 steps, walk slowly. Under the illumination of a flashlight, the man with glasses only saw low shrubs. There is nothing else. There are no signs of any wild beasts appearing either. The man with glasses breathed a sigh of relief and said, "There's nothing wrong with it, it should just be something like the wind or birds." I held the flashlight and shone it again, but still didn't find anything. Turning around, I wanted to return to the campfire. At this moment. Hiss. Whoosh. At the moment when the man with glasses turned around, a white shadow is as fast as lightning, instantly ejecting. Kissed the man with glasses on the neck. The man with glasses instantly stiffened his body. Chapter 3. Global Shock. This is not in Xiao's comics. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Woo-woo. Woo-woo. He seemed to want to scream or shout for help loudly. But the whole body was paralyzed. But only a whimper could be heard in the throat. Immediately afterwards, his entire body began to tremble violently. The facial features twisted together fiercely, appearing extremely ferocious. Seems to be enduring immense pain. Pop it. The flashlight fell to the ground. The man with glasses also stopped trembling and fell to the ground with a loud bang. The camera in hand also slipped out. After rolling on the ground for a few laps, the campfire was fixed in the center of the campsite, burning brightly. Da-da-da-da. Protruides. Protruides. Meanwhile, the sound of gunfire in the campsite exploded one after another, with flames blazing everywhere. The snake tide is here. The snake tide. A frightened voice suddenly sounded, but it came to an abrupt end. In a moment, 2 figures appeared on the screen. Realgar powder has no effect on these snakes. We still underestimated this life-forbidden zone. The special forces who took the initiative to guard have all died, and now we are the only 2 left. Let's fight it out. Life and death are in our hands. Spell it. Beside the bonfire, 2 men covered in blood had firm and determined faces, with determination in their eyes. They leaned back against each other, completely trusting each other and handing their backs over. The gun in hand is also poised for firing. Their chests are adorned with golden medals, which symbolize the legendary explorer. Hiss. Hiss. Before the 2 of them could catch their breath, chilling sounds came from all directions. For a moment, the nerves tensed. The two of them were tightly holding the guns in their hands, not daring to blink. Scratching. The curtains of the tent were slightly pulled. Immediately after, extremely strange snakes crawled out of the tent. A dense array of strange snakes directly surrounded the two people and the campfire. These snakes are about 1 meter long and appear purple-brown throughout, with some strange brown markings on their bodies. Continuously hissing out snake letters. The most terrifying thing is that the heads of these snakes appear eerie pale. The people in the tent are gone. It seems like we're also going to plant here. One of them gritted his teeth. Watching the strange snakes around them spitting out snake letters, the two of them unconsciously swallowed their saliva. These strange snakes have an extremely abnormal speed. Like a lightning bolt, strange, I can't figure it out. Da-da-da-da. Bulge. Bulge. The two of them shot wildly at the snake rushing forward, but to no avail. Quickly, the gunfire stopped. There were no more flickering figures on the screen, only countless strange snakes. However, after the two people died, the snake pack did not retreat, but instead surrounded the campfire. Each snake nervously arched its head and made a strange hissing sound. At this moment, a strange and terrifying thing has happened. I saw it by the campfire. The bodies of those two legendary explorers were under the gaze of the camera. Suddenly, my body began to shake. Spasms and spasms. Hair began to grow on the exposed arms and face. And they are all strange blood red. In no time, the red hair will grow wildly. Thick hair covers the entire body. Transformed into a monster covered in red fur. Under the bright moonlight, amidst a swarm of strange snakes, the red-haired monster slowly stood up. The body is stiff and the movements are strange. Two explorers who are clearly dead. Surprisingly, he came back to life. Ha! Ha! The red-haired monster made a strange cry and walked towards the dark jungle. There are hazy black shadows and more red-haired monsters waiting for them in front of the screen. The audience almost finished watching the scene while breathing. After regaining consciousness, I realized that my back had already been soaked in cold sweat. Hurry up and help me defeat Demon 20. I have a dense phobia, it's too terrifying. Grasp the grass. Surprise the red-haired monster. Bullet screen protection. Bullet screen protection. Here, I wish everyone you see an ominous old age, covered in red hair. The one upstairs is getting rough. I'm just a good guy. The exploration team was destroyed by the team. What kind of snake is this? Its combat power is so amazing. This kind of snake. I'm a bit familiar, but I can't remember where I've seen it. I also feel very familiar. I remember, I saw this snake in Xiao's Wilderness manga. This snake is called the white-headed viper. It's a creature from Xiao's manga. Grasping grass, really fake. Did the creatures in the fantasy comics appear in reality? Damn it. It's impossible. This seems like the white-headed viper in Xiao's manga. Xiao. Is it the one who drew the Survival in the Forbidden Area comic? I'm Nima, I remember, and the protagonist in the comic also heard a hissing sound. I lost it. The thing in this comic actually appeared. I thought it was a fictional creature. For a moment, barrage of bullets floated across the screen of the live broadcast room. The old wave scarf, which should have been silent at night, suddenly became lively and extraordinary. Xiao sat in front of the computer, still feeling some palpitations. Good guy. I couldn't find the inspiration and almost got scared and had a problem. Just this snake, why does it look a bit familiar? The head is pale white about 1 meter long, the whole body appears purple-brown, there are some strange brown spots on my body. Isn't this cat a white-headed viper? What I drew myself. This is too much nonsense. Xiao suddenly felt incredulous that there were creatures in this world as depicted in his comics. What are all these things? The misunderstanding is simply too big. if I had known earlier, I wouldn't have painted any bullshit like, surviving in the forbidden area. This white-headed viper is something he remembers from his past life's film and television works. They are all fictional products. Why does it appear on a blue star? This is not for fun. Stepping into the restricted area of life without permission will result in imprisonment. Although after entering, food and accommodation will not be a problem for the second half of one's life, but Xiao thinks that life outside is more colorful. Chapter 4. Internet-wide discussion, lawless fanatic San. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this point, the heat of online discussions also stems from the forbidden zone of life itself. Transferred to Xiao. I am a PhD student from the Department of Biology. I have just checked and there is no information about this creature from the outside world. This snake is likely to be a species that only exists in the restricted zone of life. Grasp the grass. Xiao is really brave, kneeling down in his clothes, entering the forbidden zone of life without permission, and even drawing the creatures inside into comics. I also checked the information and found that no nationally authorized organization had entered Shenangjia before. Xiao must have entered the restricted area without authorization. Good guy. Let's take a walk in the restricted area, we won't worry about it for 30 years. This wave is from the lawless maniac San. Ha ha ha. I'm going to laugh and pee, San, a lawless maniac. Looking at these barrage comments, Xiao was truly speechless. Who knew that drawing a forbidden area for survival could lead to such a thing? It's amazing. Xiao covered his face and smiled bitterly, it was like yellow mud falling off his pants. It was not S, it was S. I can't say for sure. Ha. Xiao let out a long mouthful of turbid air. This white-headed viper is a creature in his manga, and surprisingly, it appears within the forbidden zone of life. The other creatures, I'm sorry. Think carefully and be extremely scared. Xiao suddenly developed goosebumps. This forbidden zone of life is too terrifying, the relevant departments won't arrest me for research, will they? I am a good citizen. At this moment, Xiao has the idea of tidying up and running for his life. But on second thought, I am a great citizen. In this era, residential and travel records are all searchable. Is it possible to still find out the identity of one's own traveler? Isn't running away just enough to prove one's guilt? Not admitting oneself is still acceptable. Xiao, who had figured it out, took a trip to the sofa. You should eat and drink. Keep playing music, keep dancing. Xiao continued to watch short videos, tasting various styles of little girls dancing. Of course, it's a tasting. Appreciating the gaze of art. Not LSP. Xiao is very carefree, and the outside world has exploded. Although it is late at night now, the entire old wave scarf is like boiling water, even more lively than during the day. A sudden appearance on Weibo directly made millions of viewers who watched the live broadcast late at night boil. 2 photos and a video were posted on Weibo. The video is naturally a video of an adventure team encountering danger. One of the photos. It's a white-headed viper with a pointed triangular snake head and exposed the venomous fangs of Mori-Han. The other one is 2 corpses covered in red hair. Although live streaming has been suddenly shut down, versatile netizens always have a way. Once the photo was uploaded, it was wildly reposted by countless netizens, which also sparked heated discussions. Encountering this snake can still be safe and sound. Xiao is really punished. It's too handcuffed, and life is becoming more and more decisive. I thought Xiao used his imagination to draw comics, but I didn't expect it to be based on past experiences. Ha ha ha. Anyway, there's no hope for signed comics, we can only go to the bureau to see the opinions of the outsider San. Let's go together to visit the extraterrestrial maniac San. Together +1. Who can tell me what ghosts those two terrifying red-haired corpses are? Based on my years of research experience, it is preliminarily speculated that snake venom has damaged the cellular structure of the human body, causing dead cells to continuously emerge and form hair. As for the color red, it should be due to pigment imbalance. Saying so much is useless, isn't it, because in old age, one's whole body is covered in red hair. Ha ha ha. I laughed so hard, my old age is unlucky. The next day the sky is bright and bright. Xiao woke up quietly. This night, he slept very soundly, without him. In the first half of the night, his phone kept ringing incessantly, and Xiao was awakened several times. Wah! Xiao yawned long and fell asleep, causing his back and waist to ache. My neck also seems to be on the pillow, and it hurts like a needle prick. The moment he opened his phone, he suddenly felt a bit dumbfounded. The mobile message bar is full of messages pushed by Weibo. What are the white-headed viper, entering the life penalty zone without permission and sentenced to 30 years, the Shenangjia exploration team was completely destroyed, and so on. Dozens of messages. Suddenly, the corners of Xiao's mouth began to twitch, and he saw several push notifications. UC Shockwave Department, shocked. Renowned, wilderness survival, cartoonist is exposed for illegally entering the restricted area of life. Yesterday's headline. Extra-legal madman Yi-san. Those secrets that have to be told about the forbidden zone of life. Tomorrow's highlights. Renowned cartoonist's past identity becomes a mystery. Drawing personal experiences into comics. This is special. Xiao suddenly felt uneasy in his heart, opening Weibo, whether replying to comments or Weibo, he was at 99+. When it comes to Xiao's Weibo account, it's also 99+, and private messages are like being bombarded. Everyone says that Xiao's days have a lot of foresight, and his fan base is also uniformly at. Grab the grass. Is this okay? Xiao suddenly sat up, feeling completely free from drowsiness for an instant. But now is not the time to complain, we need to quickly issue a statement to declare our innocence. First of all, thank you to the fans concerned here. Secondly, I solemnly declare here that I have never been to the life penalty zone and will never go there in my lifetime. The plot and characters of the manga, Surviving in the Wilderness, are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental. Thank you. After sending this statement, Xiao breathed a long sigh of relief and lay down in bed again. Relax and slowly take off, having a dream under the covers. At this moment, the phone's ringtone suddenly rang. Shouldn't it be the bureau calling? Hello. Hello. May I ask if it's Xiao, Mr. Yi? On the other end of the phone was a deep male voice, with a very official tone. I am the person in charge of Select Abu from the Forbidden Area. We would like to invite you to participate in the next restricted area selection. Before the other party could finish speaking, Xiao directly denied Sanlian. It's not me. It's absolutely impossible. I've never been to Shenangjia. Farewell. With a loud bang, the phone was pressed down. Handsome guys, come in. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. The new book guarantees a minimum of 5 updates. For those who think it's good, you can leave a message in the book review section to encourage them. Your small actions are a great encouragement and motivation for the author Mushroom. Flowers and evaluation tickets are very important for whether this book can be written. Seeking flowers and tickets, any data can give the author confidence to write down. Thank you all, big shots. Even if it's 10 flowers, 1 review ticket, or 1 comment, it can make the author ecstatic. Hope everyone supports, kneel down and beg for your gratitude. 1,000 flowers, plus 1 watch. 100 evaluation votes, plus 1 change. 10 comments support, plus 1 update. 2 people reward, plus 1 watch. It's just so irritable. Watch the data in the online backend and update it anytime. I hope to receive everyone's support and recognition. Please, all the experts support the author mushroom. Ask readers to give awesome flowers and review tickets are all free daily, and with just a gentle click, they are a great encouragement for the author. Kneel down and thank you. Chapter 5. Divine Selection, Top Kirin Bloodline. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. The previous wave of exploration teams had such a luxurious lineup that they couldn't last for 2 nights. As someone who draws comics on their own, going in is like dying, isn't it? Can these people really believe rumors on the internet? Listening to the wind is like rain. It's too unreliable. Ding. System activation in progress. A series of electronic sounds suddenly rang out in my mind. I'm sorry. System. Ding. Activation completed, host detected, automatic binding in progress. 10%, 100%. Binding completed. Ding. Host triggers divine level selection. Option 1. Stay at home. Reward. 100 boxes of Fat House Happy Water. Option 2. Participate in the selection of forbidden areas and represent the Xiao to participate in forbidden areas outside the domain. Reward. Divine Level Adventure Gift Pack. Grab the grass. Xiao suddenly felt a burst of tears in his eyes. Although it has been a whole year since I traveled, I thought there were no golden fingers left. Now it's finally late. I choose to participate in the exploration of forbidden areas. Without hesitation, Xiao chose the second option. Congratulations to the host. Obtaining the God-level newcomer gift pack. May I ask if the gift pack has been activated? Open. Ding. The Divine Novice gift pack has been opened. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the top-level Kirin Bloodline, complete understanding of wilderness survival, affinity for water elements, breaking the false eye, and the Holy Blade top-level Qilin blood. Ancient Qilin Divine Essence blood. Can integrate and transform the host's physique, making the host's appearance immortal, immune to all kinds of toxins, and possessing absolute bloodline suppression. Complete solution for wilderness survival. Possess the most comprehensive knowledge necessary for wilderness survival. Water avoidance technique. If not in contact with water, you can breathe in water and walk underwater. Breaking the delusion eye. It can penetrate all the fog and trace back to the origin. Holy Engraver. Legacy of the first great sage, holder possesses ancient divine power. As the voice in my mind falls, Xiao instantly felt extremely hot inside his body, his skin turned red, and his body was extremely hot, as if all his blood was boiling. After a moment, the transformation of blood vessels was completed, and Xiao was panting profusely in sweat. At this moment, Xiao only felt that his body was full of strength, with a fierce spirit. My waist is no longer sore, my back is no longer painful, and my professional illness as a cartoonist has also improved. Coming to the mirror, Xiao suddenly felt a bit unbelievable. How did I become as handsome as the reader in this mirror? A face with sharp edges, and above the sharp black eyes are a pair of handsome sword eyebrows. The thick fat on the body is also gone, replaced by explosive muscles. The small fat on the stomach has also turned into 8 abdominal muscles. Xiao transformed into a perfect handsome man. At the same time, Xiao's brain was like a sponge in water, crazily absorbing knowledge. In an instant, detailed explanations of various flora and fauna, their habits, and knowledge related to wilderness survival. All clear. And it's not just these changes. Xiao's heart twitched, and his eyes were covered with an imperceptible purple glow. In an instant, everything in the entire room became simple and transparent, and the complex wires in the TV case became clear at a glance. He can even see subtle electric currents passing by. The purple glow dissipates. Everything has returned to normal once again. As for the most sacred carving knife, it is an ancient wooden handle carving knife. Although it didn't look particularly unusual, Xiao didn't dare to underestimate it at all. Carefully pack it away. Good guy, what's the point of talking nonsense about this? The young master is concerned about the safety of his family and country. At a critical moment, who will give up on me? What is a forbidden area? Wait for me. Xiao called back the phone number of the program team. Do. Hello. I'm Xiao. It's like this, I just thought it over carefully. Every person has a responsibility for the rise and fall of the country. This expedition is also related to the national fortune of the Great Summer. If I disregard the safety of the country, I will definitely not be able to enjoy my food and sleep at night. It's like this. In times of national crisis, no one can stay out of it. This includes me. Since you have chosen me, then there must be your reasons, and I naturally cannot refuse. After all, the greater the ability, the greater the responsibility. What's wrong? Why aren't you talking? Well, good. I'll be there on time in 3 days. At a time when the popularity of related topics such as Xiao and Shenangjia expedition team completely ruined is high on the internet, Forbidden Area Selection official release of heavyweight news. The second batch of exploration teams has been prepared and will officially enter Shenangjia in 3 days. And the list of guests participating in this event was also announced. The most striking among them is the legendary explorer Lin Wu. He used to be a special forces soldier in the secret forces of the Great Xiao Kingdom, and after retiring, he was called up by the state to become an explorer. With rich wilderness knowledge, excellent psychological qualities, and a strong physique, in the past few years, Lin Wu has tossed and turned several small life penalty areas, and has always been successful. When the sky changes. Lin Wu is currently abroad, so he cannot catch the first wave of exploration team organized. Coincidentally, let him lead the second wave of exploration team this time. Turn the tide. In addition to Lin Wu, there are several other honorary explorers and ace special forces. And a mysterious player with undisclosed information. P.S. Seeking fresh flowers. Chapter 6. Who drew comics? Come and sketch in the forbidden zone of life. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As soon as the news came out, it immediately caused a huge uproar online. Grab the grass. Here we go again. Great Xia country is amazing. It's so passionate. Ha ha ha. Brave cows, not afraid of difficulties. However, the official team quickly gathered together again, which shows the strength of our country. But this time it's really not easy, even Lin Wu was invited. Oh my goodness, Lin Wu is the top explorer in the Great Xia Kingdom. In the past 2 years, his reputation has been chasing after Bei Yi and Di Yi, and even he has come. Lin Wu's strength is too strong, and the country has sent him out. It seems that this Shenangjia is really not easy. Wait a moment, but who is the mysterious player mentioned by the official? It can't be Big Xiao, right? Impossible. Xiao probably doesn't have time to attend the program, he's probably drinking tea at the station. Xiao said, it's impossible to get into the penalty area in this lifetime, there might be someone else. 3 days later, hello everyone, I am Bing Bing, the host of this program. This is the second episode of our Forbidden Area Selection program. After a brief farewell to everyone, I will meet you again today. Our current position is at the airport, and the contestants have all gathered and are preparing to write, heading towards Shenangjia. The selection ban has officially started broadcasting. The first person to catch your eye is the host of this program. Bing Bing. I'll do it. It's finally starting to air, wow. After waiting for a long time, I finally arrived today. It's not easy. Fortunately, it's not in the Lifetime series. Ha ha ha. Actually, I'm here for my wife. Bing bing wife, look here. Get out of here upstairs. Bing bing is my wife and has a damn relationship with you. Don't even grab it. You guys who are picky about your feet. Bing bing's wife is clearly mine. Everyone. Draw your sword. I will not give up my 40-meter big sword. Wait a moment, let me see who will be participating in this program this time. Yeah, hurry up and see if Xiao is here. The live broadcast room was already waiting for hundreds of thousands of viewers, guarding the black discussion room. When the screen lit up, millions of viewers flooded into the live broadcast room again. In a moment, the entire screen was filled with bullet comments. Looking at the full-screen barrage on the screen and the audience about to break through 10 million in the upper right corner, my breath froze for a moment. Welcome to the live broadcast room. Thank you all for your enthusiasm. Upon reflection, Bing Bing showed a standard professional smile. However, she saw an interesting phenomenon. That's it. 9 out of 10 bullet comments in the entire live broadcast room are all about Xiao. She couldn't help but look at the handsome man behind her. It's Xiao. At this moment, Xiao seemed to notice Bing Bing's gaze and turned to look at him with a smile. In an instant, time freezes. Bing Bing seemed to see the vast and mysterious stars in Xiao's eyes. It seems that one can instantly see through the softness in her heart. However, it was currently live streaming, and in just a moment, Bing Bing immediately reacted. Like a frightened little rabbit, burying its head and afraid to look into Xiao's eyes. At this moment, her small face was flushed, and her heart was as restless as a deer, with a strong heartbeat. Fortunately, the photographer has already turned the camera towards the contestants. The explorers in front of the Xiongnu, either wearing silver or gold badges, greeted each other. However, in the moment the camera rotates, the sharp-eyed audience immediately saw Xiao in the corner. Suddenly, the barrage in the live broadcast room erupted like a flood with a floodgate down. Wait a minute, what do I see? Did I get dizzy? Who is that person in the corner? Is it Xiao? Grab the grass. I'm a big jerk. Is it really Xiao? He really came to participate in the program. TNND. You are truly a lawless fanatic, San. You were recruited by the authorities so quickly. Is this a fight to reduce your sentence? Good guy, just finished saying I won't go to the life penalty zone in this lifetime, and in the blink of an eye, I boarded the official plane. It's really amazing. Ha ha ha. I'm going to burst out laughing. I might be late, but I'll never forget to hit your head. MD laughed to death. Even the lawless maniac San couldn't escape the true fragrance warning. Gone. I bet Xiao won't come. I lost the spicy bun and the fans turned black. Ha ha ha. Everyone in the barrage is talented, and their speech sounds great. For a moment, the wind direction in the live broadcast room changed significantly. Even a full screen full of San, an extraterrestrial fanatic, floated up. Seeing the ice and ice, I quickly called for the photographer, aimed the camera at the handsome young man behind the crowd. That's right, this is our mysterious player. Mr. Xiao. Ice slightly tugged at the corner of her mouth, and a hint of cunning flashed in her eyes. Xiao was stunned for a moment, then smiled and waved his hand, saying hello. But when he saw the barrage in the live broadcast room, he was also stunned for a moment. Almost every barrage is about San, an extra-legal fanatic, true punishment, and life has its head in judgment. Good guy. I'm just calling out to you guys. This. Xiao didn't know what to say for a moment. The corners of Bing Bing's mouth trembled slightly, as if trying to suppress a smile. Xiao smiled awkwardly and said. Hello everyone, my name is Xiao. I am a cartoonist. I came here to sketch from life. As soon as this sentence was spoken, the live broadcast room exploded again. No one really believes that Xiao is a cartoonist, right? Ha ha ha. I almost laughed because Xiao said he's a cartoonist. I almost thought today was April Fool's Day, damn it. I laughed so hard, ha. Who drew comics to sketch in the forbidden zone of life? Are you afraid you're teasing me? P.S. Seeking Flowers, Seeking Collections. Chapter 7. Maze Crisis, Infinite Circles, Seeking Flowers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xiao. Hey_Tue. This year's audience is also too difficult to bring. Xiao cast a faint glance at Bing Bing, only to see her struggling to hold back her laughter. Subsequently, the staff brought high-definition cameras to everyone and emphasized the precautions. Everyone picked up their equipment and boarded the plane. Start heading to the mysterious Shenangjia. The helicopter quickly arrived at Shenangjia. In fact, the airport where they gathered is located in the military base on the outskirts of Shenangjia. It is not far from Shenangjia. However, the middle of the journey was overgrown with weeds and rugged rocks, making it impossible for land transportation to pass through. That's why we used a helicopter to get in. After entering Shenangjia, everyone used a compass to determine the direction. He ran all the way towards the hinterland of Shenangjia. Meanwhile, studio audience friends, welcome back. I am Bing Bing, the host of this Forbidden Area selection. The studio suddenly lit up countless lights. Bing Bing has also returned to the studio as the host of this program. In the vast summer, the stars are shining brightly. There will always be someone who stands up during the survival of the country. We feel sorry for all the sacrifices made in the previous program. They are all heroes of our great Xia kingdom. You can watch our special program Heroes of the Country for more details. This time, let's tidy up our mood and look forward to the performance of the contestants in the second round. As the icy words fell, the whole room burst into thunderous applause. The camera also changed and was brought to the big screen. Life Forbidden Zone Shenangjia Forest. As soon as the exploration team entered, they discovered something strange. This Shenangjia ancient tree stands tall in the sky, with a vast sea of forests visible to the eye. In theory, in the primitive forest, it should be extremely humid and hot, but as we walked into the forest, everyone couldn't help but shiver. The temperature here is slightly lower than the outside world, but it's a bit chilly. That's right, it's chilly. Noticing something was wrong, the explorers looked serious and spoke very little. Finally, Lin Wu, the legendary explorer, explained. Shenangjia, located at latitude 31 north, belonging to a typical subtropical monsoon climate, the climate is already mild, and the trees here cover the sky and sun. Infrared rays are difficult to transmit. Moreover, the oxygen concentration here is much higher than the outside world. Based on the above 3 points, it is normal for the temperature to be lower here. As for the coldness, it cannot be ruled out that it is our psychological influence. Finally, Lin Wu made a small joke with the audience. The program effect is also very enjoyable. For a moment, the audience in the live broadcast room also shouted 666, which was a small way to enhance the atmosphere. Explorers often possess exceptional skills, and many have professional professor certificates. They are also proficient in various specialized knowledge related to astronomy and geography. However, they are mainly practical, while the professors in the research room are academic. They enter and exit life-restricted areas year-round, with a wider range of contacts. In some aspects, compared to the academic school, they are more proficient. However, even though they have experienced numerous battles, rich experiences, and have repeatedly entered and exited the life penalty area, but Shenangjia, they are also here for the first time. It seems that the legend of latitude 31 north is causing trouble. Compared to other restricted areas in China, Shenangjia is more mysterious and unpredictable. The explorers who were previously sent in were always inexplicably lost and subsequently missing. Over time, Daxia Kingdom has decided not to send people into Shenangjia anymore. And local people say that there is a 9-headed monster bird in Shenangjia. Always in July and August, the hottest days run out from inside and suck on the child spirit. This legend cannot be verified, and it is unknown how long it has been passed down. In short, if someone's child cries or makes a scene nearby, they might say that the 9-headed bird is coming out to eat people. I will definitely close my mouth and dare not make any noise. Although the members of the exploration team are aware of the legend here, none of them are arrogant people. I don't even talk about this kind of strange talk in my eyes. Officially entering the Shenangjia area, it has been over an hour and the situation has remained calm. Apart from the rustling sound of the wind blowing through the leaves, everything is quiet. The strangest thing is not even the chirping of insects and birds in the normal jungle. Let people involuntarily raise their vigilance. Suddenly, the team stopped. A commotion erupted ahead, with noisy voices. A few members of the exploration team argued. We must stop moving now, the compass has malfunctioned, and we have long lost our direction. Stop moving forward. Will staying here give us direction? We need to quickly get out of this chaotic magnetic field area. Then tell me which direction to go now. Upon hearing this, Xiao took out the compass from his pocket. Sure enough, the pointer above is currently wildly swaying, unable to point in any direction. The magnetic field disorder caused the compass to malfunction. It is truly a forbidden zone for life. Although we haven't encountered any formal danger yet. But the cold environment, the eerie silence, the tall trees all around the same, the disordered magnetic field, it has created a natural maze of nature. A deep voice rang out. All right, stop making noise. Lin Wu, who led the team, also had a bad complexion. After all, this is in the jungle. Once you lose direction here, you can only wander around like a headless fly. I can't even get out. Lin Wu frowned and pondered for a moment, then lifted his head and said to the camera. Although we had made a lot of preparations before coming, but here, I still unconsciously lost my direction. It's also because we were careless, or rather underestimated the life penalty zone. In short, our current situation is not optimistic. The underground of Shenangjia is likely to be a large chaotic magnetic field. These chaotic magnetic fields cause the compass to malfunction. It also affects our brainstem's judgment of direction, so, if we don't have a reference, we can only circle infinitely here. Did Chapter 8 go around again? Desperate people. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Speaking, Lin Wu looked up at the sky and then withdrew his gaze, continuing with some disappointment. The branches and leaves cover the sky and sun, and we can't even see the sky, so we cannot determine the position based on the sun at the moment. Same, even at night, we cannot see the Big Dipper or the rising star either. Lin Wu's words truly revealed the current predicament of the exploration team. That's getting lost. However, the explorers present are all experienced. Just getting lost is not difficult for them. For a moment, everyone expressed their opinions and began to put forward their own suggestions. You can check if there are any ant nests. Most of the holes in the ant nests face south. Why don't you take a look at the moss on the rocks? The smooth side should be frequently exposed to sunlight, otherwise it's all moss. It's still possible. Explorers put forward their own suggestions one by one, feeling proud. It seems like I can definitely go out according to my own method. Lin Wu frowned, and after much thought, he still rejected these suggestions. Now we don't even have a direction. It's not realistic to search for ant nests. Secondly, this is a primitive forest that blocks out the sky and the sun, and the light is not transparent. A rock is very likely to be all moss. It won't work at all. I have to say, Lin Wu is definitely capable of being awarded the title of Legendary Explorer. After a while, I thoroughly considered the pros and cons of both methods. Seeing their method rejected, everyone also began to bow their heads and ponder. Lin Wu suddenly stood up and looked up at the intricate branches above his head that covered the sky and sun. Fingers caressing the chin, as if thinking about something. After a moment, Lin Wu seemed to be enlightened, with a slight smile on his lips. Immediately after, he turned around and looked at the group of people who were pondering deeply, with an excited expression, saying, "I found the direction." Upon hearing these words, everyone's spirits were lifted and their eyes were fixed on Lin Wu. The latter also continued to say, "The branches of these big trees are not evenly distributed. Look at the leaves at their tips, only the side with frequent photosynthesis will be more prosperous. That is to say, these trees, with their lush branches and leaves, are the most well lit. The south." After Lin Wu finished speaking, the confusion in everyone's eyes faded and was replaced by a burst of brightness. Quickly looking up in search of direction. In the end, everyone unanimously determined the direction and began to move forward again. Studio, pop 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 pop. The audience at the scene also saw the scene just now and suddenly heard a wave of thunderous applause. As an explorer, Lin Wu is actually considered a semi-public figure and has many fans. Many of the audience present are rushing towards Lin Wu. Our Lin Wu players are truly legendary explorers. Being trapped in a desperate situation yet still able to remain calm in the face of danger, finding a way to crack it. It's truly admirable. With Lin Wu present, can this expedition team perform better than the previous one? Professor Shi, what do you think? Bing Bing held up the microphone and after a series of standard commentary scripts, the screen was given to the judging panel. A nearly elderly man, with all his hair and beard still graying out, still dressed in Tang Dynasty attire, appearing very energetic. He was once the chief expert of the Pangu Science and Technology Park in Xiao, and a representative figure in the natural science community. Professor Shi Buqing. Professor Shi naturally stroked his beard and then smiled. He. Xiaolin is indeed a good young man with a good method. He first smiled and nodded, then continued. It's really surprising to think of this method of judging direction by distinguishing the density of branches and leaves. Professor Shi's face was filled with a smile, as if he was quite satisfied with Lin Wu. Upon hearing this, the other reviewing professors also smiled and nodded in agreement. As soon as the audience listened, their voices rose again. Woohoo, Lin Wu, the great god, is amazing. Let me tell you what. With Lin Wu present, this expedition team must have been a complete success. That's necessary. You truly deserve to be the great god of Lin Wu. You came up with a solution so quickly, even Professor Shi praised it. Lin Wu, the great god, will always be a god. Shenangjia. Peripheral. Breath. Breath. Breathing. 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 At this moment, in the dense forest, the sunlight projected from the gaps in the branches and leaves also began to gradually dim. The exploration team doesn't know how long it has been marching, I only know that everyone is panting and already exhausted. We seem to have gone around again. After seeing a prominent mark on the big tree, a tall young man let out a mournful cry. Suddenly exhausted, panting heavily and lying against the tree. Upon hearing this, everyone suddenly felt a sense of despair. He collapsed to the ground as if his whole body had exhausted its strength. That's right, this is already their nth time discovering the marks they made before. Throughout the entire period from noon to afternoon, everyone tried 5 or 6 methods from beginning to end. No method worked as a result. Just like, this place seems to be a different world from the outside world, experience that can be applied in the outside world, obtained here, but it doesn't work at all. Even completely wrong. Causing a divergence in direction. The exploration team kept circling in the dense forest, gradually depleting their stamina. Returning to the starting point again, everyone's psychological pressure is increasing. A wave of despair permeated the exploration team. Chapter 9. Also claims to be a cartoonist, do you have a conscience? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The gloomy environment, oppressive air, unchanging trees, maze-like jungle. At this moment, even Lin Wu's stamina was exhausted, and despite the low temperature in the woods, he was sweating profusely. Lin Wu never thought that this place was really so evil. He glanced at the live broadcast room, but suddenly froze. I saw the screen densely packed with bullet comments that seemed to be talking about one person. Xiao. I've told you all, if you can't leave, ask Xiao. Why don't you listen? That's right. Renyi Xiaojing's 8 classics have been circling around here, and he must have walked out all at once. He must know the way. If you had asked Xiao, you would have walked out long ago. Wait a moment. Xiao. Grab the grass. I'm a big jerk. Didn't you notice? Among all the explorers present, only Xiao stood alone. I lost it. Congratulations to the blind student upstairs, you have discovered the Huadian. I don't know. After walking for such a long time, Xiao didn't breathe at all. His physical condition is so terrifying. Not only that. It seems like Xiao hasn't even shed a drop of sweat. Damn it, this is simply amazing. I would like to call Xiao the strongest. Xiao YYDS. Oh my goodness, isn't that to say? Xiao is even more impressive than those explorers. Lin Wu finished watching the barrage in mist and instinctively turned his head to look at Xiao. Suddenly stunned and speechless. At this moment, Xiaojing leaned leisurely against the tree. How could he have looked exhausted and paralyzed for half a day? Looking at the other few people lying on the ground, panting heavily. Is this still human? These explorers have all undergone rigorous training, so their physical fitness is undeniable. But Xiao is just a cartoonist. After walking for such a long time, he can still keep his face and heart still. This is simply unreasonable. Lin Wu rested for a while, felt a little better, and then stood up and walked towards Xiao. Since the audience has all said so, just ask and there won't be any meat falling off. Anyway, he didn't have too high expectations either. A cartoonist is a cartoonist, no matter how strong their physical strength is, they cannot be used as experience. After approaching, Lin Wu noticed that Xiao seemed to be interacting with the live broadcast room. As a professional cartoonist, I often go out to gather materials, in addition, regularly exercising the body, so having a better physique is also normal. Xiao was fighting against the screen, but the audience in the live broadcast room didn't believe it at all. For a moment, the screen was filled with phrases like "I believe you're a ghost" and "You're such a bad old man." Lin Wu was also dumbfounded beside him. Are you a professional cartoonist? Am I still a legendary explorer? When I was in the training camp, Lin Wu, the champion of outdoor weight-bearing walking, won a lot. Even though he has circled so many times in this forest, his stamina is a bit exhausted. Xiao shows no signs of being tired at all. Saying you're a cartoonist, won't your conscience hurt? Can you sleep at night with peace of mind? Lin Wu said he was very speechless about this. 3 days ago, when the team was preparing, there was a shortage of personnel. Coincidentally, the story of Yi San, a lawless fanatic, has spread online. So, during this special period, the official also made an exception and brought Xiao in. To put it bluntly, it's just a rounding up. Upon hearing this news, the expedition team didn't pay much attention. Since it was a rounding up, everyone didn't pay much attention to him. Including when circling just now, Xiao's presence was almost zero. Until just now, Lin Wu had just noticed Xiao. Thinking of this, Lin Wu asked somewhat mischievously. Brother Yi, do you have any way to get out of here? That's right, I know how to get there. Yi Xiao's light and floating words suddenly shook Lin Wu's heart. He surprisingly knows. Lin Wu suddenly felt a bit incredulous. This sentence also caught the attention of other explorers. Everyone is now looking at Yi Xiao together. Yi Xiao still had a calm expression and said, "The method of distinguishing direction based on the density of branches and leaves is actually not rigorous." This sentence, like a rock-shattering shock, caused a commotion among everyone. Good guy, this sentence is a blatant criticism of Lin Wu. Lin Wu is a legendary explorer. How could this person before they could continue thinking, Yi Xiao began to continue. You should know how dense the branches and leaves of trees are, not only related to sunlight, rainfall, tree height, and forest density, it will affect the density of tree branches and leaves, so, your method doesn't work. Yi Xiao looked at Lin Wudao, but his face remained unchanged, as if he was telling a trivial matter. But everyone present was all shrouded in silence. Even the barrage in the live broadcast room clearly froze for a moment. It can be said that one sentence awakened the dreamer, and Lin Wuyu pondered and understood the truth behind it. Suddenly, there was a sound, as if extremely regretful. Immediately afterwards, his face became excited and he bowed slightly to Yi Xiao, saying, "Thank you for your guidance. This operation has made everyone even more confused." Lin Wu is a legendary explorer. This level of explorer can be said to be a national treasure level existence. The whole summer is very rare. But now, this legendary explorer is actually bowing to an unknown cartoonist and saying thank you for your guidance. In this moment, countless people's worldviews were refreshed. However, Yi Xiao didn't seem to see the expressions on everyone's faces and continued to say. As for using the combination of branch shadows and time to calculate direction, this method is also correct, and the algorithm results are also correct. But when sunlight penetrates through the cracks in the branches and leaves, it will produce varying degrees of refraction. After refraction, the properties of the light source have changed. Using this method again will certainly cause errors. Yi Xiao talked incessantly, which can be said to be a sharp shot. Point out the errors in the methods used by everyone just now. And all the explorers present who had proposed a search method perked up their ears. Listen to Yi Xiao's lecture obediently.